Welcome to the Navigating Dental Insurance Podcast, where we don't take from insurance companies. Here are your hosts, Mr. Jordan Comstock and Mr. Ben Tuine. This podcast is sponsored by BoomCloud Dental Membership Software, www.boomcloudapps.com, and Veritas Dental Resources, www.veritasdentalresources.com. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to another freaking awesome episode of the Navigating Dental Insurance Podcast. I'm your co-host today, Jordan Comstock. I got Ben Tuine on the line. Ben, what's up, brother?
What's up, Jordan? Hey, welcome back, man. Welcome back from the beautiful Hawaii.
Yeah. Way
yeah, man. Do you have fun?
I had a blast, man. I'm just super tired.
No, I hear you. They're 4 hours behind us?
4 hours, yeah. So it was weird. I took on the flight home. We took the red eye home. So it's like I never had a night's, like, I missed out on one night's sleep. It was weird.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. Coming back from Hawaii, you got to have at least a day or two to get readjusted to the time zone. And
I'm just excited to be back here at BoomCloud, brother.
That's good, man. That is really good. Well, we missed you. We did one episode last week with Melissa, and
I saw, yeah.
Talked about you, and it's good to have you back.
I hope it was all good. Good things about me.
All good. Good. Oh yeah, all good. Of course,
because you know it is recorded.
Right?
Yeah, I could go back and listen to it. I'm just teasing.
That's right.
Yeah, cool. Okay, well, we have an awesome guest on our show today. His name is Kevin White. I first met Kevin White here in Utah at the UDA. He used to be with a company called Revenue Well, which we are actually going to have an episode with Alex Newdell. He's coming on our show this week as well. But I met Kevin through Revenue Well, and we hit it off really well at the UDA a couple years back. And I believe Kevin, he invited me to go like the following week to the CDA, and I'm like, I don't know if I'll go. And then last minute, I decided to fly down to California and go hang out with Kevin. So we've been good friends since. But Kevin is well known in the industry, especially on the consulting side. A lot of people know him. He is known as the digital consultant in dentistry. He is the founder and CEO of Method Pro. Kevin, what is up, dog?
What's up, guys?
What's up, Kevin?
Good to have you, bro.
Absolutely. I think we've been talking about doing something like this for probably since we met 2 years ago or a year ago or whenever that was.
Yeah, we should have done it sooner, but we're finally doing it.
Didn't we go out to Brazilian steakhouse at one point with you?
Yeah.
We sure did, and gorged ourselves. Yeah.
Gosh, Kevin, you need to come back to Utah and take us out again.
Oh yeah,
I love it. Yeah. Hopefully next week, right?
Yeah. Jordan misses his chicken hearts.
Yeah. I got the chicken hearts. I love chicken hearts.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're really good. So Kevin,
I believe I had one, but I don't know if I enjoyed it.
No, you enjoyed it. You enjoyed
like
it.
You are.
You enjoy. Yeah, you gotta put some salt, Parmesan, and a little bit of lime on it. You know, and they're pretty good. They're chewy, but I like them.
Yeah, you like them too, Ben, right? You like anything that there's meat involved, right, Ben?
Anything.
Just throw it on your plate and you'll eat it.
I will. You know, even if it's halfway rotten, I'll eat it. Although this year. I don't know if we shared with the listeners, but dude, I'm down 50 pounds, man.
Yeah, you
nice.
Are. He's looking good, everybody. Well, you don't see us, but Ben's looking really good behind that microphone.
Well,
I like it. What's your strategy?
Well, it's a combination of things. You know, when you hear all these different types of diets, and you know, the more popular one now is a keto diet, which to me is it's an Atkins diet basically, and.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of doing these diets that are temporary. You know, I'm more so if I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to change my lifestyle. And so I just cut out the carbs, you know, not all of the carbs, you know, I replace the processed carbs. Oh yeah. So I eat a lot of fruits and vegetables and
the good carbs. The good carbs.
Yeah. It's funny when people say, when they see the amount of vegetables and fruit I eat, they're like, wow, and you still lose weight? It's they're different. You know, they're completely different types of carbs. And
I don't healthy ones.
Exactly. And when I do like a cheat meal, I just do one cheat meal maybe once every week or once every other week. And then my friend, John McClellan, he put me on this green drink, and I ran out of it, and they're on a back order. And that green drink actually helps me suppress my diet. Well, excuse me, my appetite for carbs.
Oh,
like the processed carbs. And then also, rather than snacking on potato chips and other things, I snack on pistachios. I love pistachios, man.
Good. I got
Oh
some
my
in
gosh,
here.
agreed.
Costco's making a lot of money off of us, because when I go to Costco and buy the pistachios, I usually my whole cart is full of pistachios, like the bags that they have there. Yeah, that's all it is. I'm just eating like you guys.
I like it, man. I support
Nice.
it, man. I graduated. I was actually health nutrition in college. That's what I've always been super passionate about that. And man, we could change this whole podcast to health nutrition if you want.
I know. And it's funny because
we actually probably should get Uchi.
I love that
Do you know
topic.
Uchi, the doctor?
Oh yeah,
that does,
yeah.
Yeah, we probably should get him on our show. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
no doubt.
Very cool. So, before we start, we need to make an announcement, Ben, about our upcoming event. I totally forgot to say that.
Yeah, we are almost sold out. We only have a few spots left, and so if you want to reserve a spot for November 2nd, Salt Lake City, Utah, 2018.
Yeah.
Check out sayno2ppos.com/event 2018, or just go to sayno2ppos.com and click on event 2018.
Yeah, it's up on there in the menu.
Use the promo code INSSUCKS.
Yeah.
Get 50% off. So.
Yep, do that. So Kevin, let's talk.
I like
man.
it. I hope to be there.
Yeah, we'd love to see you there. Come hang out with us, brother.
Yeah, man.
Gonna.
I don't know if I know this story, but how did you get involved in the dental industry? Let's share that with our listeners.
Yeah, man. So about probably a decade ago at this point, I kind of got rolled into it from the IT side. So more kind of digital side, but also more on the hardware, implementing computers, which in that regard was really a good entry into dental as a whole, because we worked with everything from technology when it came to software stuff to hardware to sensors to, obviously all the x-ray stuff and cameras. So really just kind of understanding the full flow of the systems that the front office was doing, what softwares they were using, to anything from the clinical side as well. So that was kind of the entry point, and just really kind of got a niche for it and kind of started to enjoy meeting everybody and traveling. And at that point I was kind of covering pretty much the whole U.S. as far as traveling around and meeting with different groups and just learning more and more about that side of it. And then obviously, as you know, kind of met the Revenue Well folks as I was traveling and doing trade shows. And speaking at different events, met some of the founders there and really loved what they were doing, appreciated what they were doing, knowing kind of the internal side of, different systems and kind of seeing that side of it. And then talked to him and said, man, if you ever need somebody to spread the word or you want to bring somebody on, I'd love to talk more. And I think 30 days later, it was right when they were kind of gearing up, starting to hire kind of a sales team, I jumped on board and kind of ran with it. So
nice.
That was kind of my next move for the last, maybe 4 or 5 years until
That's
recently.
Cool.
So yeah, good stuff.
Awesome, dude. So, and then tell us, now you own Method Pro. Did I say that right? I said that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So tell us your concept, your mindset behind starting Method Pro.
Yeah. So really the idea was, again, being with Revenue Well and kind of seeing that such a powerful tool that they have to communicate with patients from an internal perspective, right? Mm-hmm. So Revenue Well ties into the patient, the practice management software, and can communicate anything from appointments to, campaigns and specials and newsletters and all that. So kind of seeing how important that was from a messaging standpoint and making sure that it was all clear and you were doing, texting and emailing and just utilizing a digital platform in that way to be more efficient in the office, but also be more effective, as a communicator. But at the same time, I would always get tons of questions about, well, what about, website stuff? What about all these other different digital avenues for, capturing new patients, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I've always kind of talked about how do we get a new patient flow? How do we retain the patients? And then how do we convert that to some kind of, production side? So how does that transfer into the doctor, actually doing treatment? So the big missing link was, they do a great job on the retention side. They do a great job communicating post-op instructions to treat, following up on open treatment. But really, again, kind of this influx of new patient stuff getting into social media side and, website stuff. And again, just kind of uniforming the entire messaging side of it, going more external. So about, I guess it was the beginning of this year, kind of started meeting with those guys, deciding how we can kind of roll in a bigger concept of all of this and offering more from a training perspective or, kind of advanced training, but starting to offer more things. So with their blessing, they said, hey, man, that's a great concept. You should go do that. So I did.
Awesome. Cool.
And Message Pro was created.
Very cool, dude. So
that's a good direction because a lot of practices are trying to go digital in this day and age and reducing.
Oh yeah.
On the practice management side, which I know is a little bit different than what you're doing. They're trying to reduce down to more of a digital age, and so I think the timing of what you put together is pretty cool, pretty unique. I think it's perfect timing for the industry to have a wave of digital conversion.
Oh,
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I think a lot of it too, the conversations I was having is there was just a really big disconnect. Like they loved RevenueWell, they loved the idea or some kind of patient communication tool. But then again, there was a disconnect. They have some marketing guy for this, they have somebody for that. Susie in the back is doing their social media, but it's not really that consistent.
Yeah.
So it's really just kind of this, like, what are we doing? Like, how do we just make everything very uniform? The messaging is clear, whether it be our social media post this month or the specials we're doing. We're rolling it out through email, maybe they're doing some kind of Google ad around it, whatever. But really just kind of saying, okay, here's our focus for the month and really strategizing and being clear about what the message is, right?
Yeah.
So that's where I kind of took that and said, man, there's so many different avenues to kind of run with this stuff, but everybody's so disconnected. Like we got to bring this thing into kind of an all-in-one, all-encompassing type of package. So that's kind of where that concept came from.
Yeah, very cool. And I think that is a huge problem in the industry. A lot of practices, like you said, they have that big disconnect when it comes to having, a uniform messaging or even working with all the technology that's out there, like what you help them with. They'll get, I know at least for with practices that like use Boom Cloud, we get a handful of practices that use us, but then, or they'll sign up for us, but then they just don't have somebody like helping them implement things or getting them on the same page as all their other
agreed
applications right out there. It's a huge problem. And I think why do you think practices are like that? It's just, they're just probably spread too thin working with patients and they probably don't have enough staff to help.
100%. I think the and again, that was kind of the other concept behind it all. It's like, okay, great. We have these good ideas, or maybe we went to some, presentation, whatever. We heard about Boom Cloud. We heard about, whatever tools out there. But like, what's the implementation behind it? Like now we come back to the office, it's Monday morning. Like we want to get this thing geared up. We don't have the time. We don't have the right resources, whatever. So really kind of helping them focus on, hey, I have this great new tool that can help me be more efficient or create this better system in the office, but like who's in charge of it, who's implementing it. So really just kind of helping them organize that as well, right? Because there are a lot of really solid, tools to use from a digital perspective to create, again, whether it's a more effective communication or it's more efficiency in the office or whatever they're looking for. So yeah, kind of, and that's where the more the consulting side is, really help people understand. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I think that's a huge need in the industry, especially with all the technology out there, because it seems like there's more and more technology. I mean, we are a technology company, right? RevenueWell.
Yeah, sure.
And others are out there that it needs help. And I think my biggest pet peeve is when a practice spends, thousands of dollars to buy our software or buy a software like RevenueWell or any other ones out there, and then they don't do anything with it. It's like, but then sometimes they expect it to work just without any effort, if that makes any sense. Right?
Yeah, right. Well, I purchased it, so it must be changing my practice, right?
Yeah, I purchased it. Shouldn't it be doing it? It's like renting a tool from like Home Depot or something and be like, hey, how come this tool didn't help me? How come it didn't build my basement? How come it didn't finish my basement?
My analogy.
Right?
That's always been my analogy. It's like talking about like it's the hammer and the nail. It's like you have a hammer and a nail, but the nail's not just going to drive itself into the wood. You've got to actually pick up the hammer. It takes some human interaction, right?
Yeah.
It's a tool, it's not going to do it for you, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. So that's
Blows my mind. I've been doing it so wrong for the last 20 years. I buy tools and I thought that they just work automatically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Actually, they usually end up in my neighbors' houses and disappear.
Yeah, because you lend them out.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I think
50 shovels out there.
I think a lot of practices do need that help with just implementing and everything. In regards to marketing and getting new patients, Kevin, give me your thoughts and share some tips with our audience about that.
Yeah. So again, I think it's really about being consistent. So it's really kind of, for me, it's kind of building the whole foundation of this concept of a virtual storefront, right? Mm-hmm. So your website is kind of the hub around the entire online presence piece, right? But really kind of tying in all the different components, whether it be social media, and making sure that you're following all the right tips and tricks that Google's throwing out at you and Facebook is doing these days. But really on top of that, it's not just getting it all set up from a foundational standpoint, but consistently being active, right? They want to see changing, good, relevant content all the time. So really getting into this changing and consistent method, but then also one of the big things that everything is leaning toward now, as you guys probably know, is a lot of the video type stuff. So really helping them understand and come in and shooting some, whether it be patient testimonial videos or recall videos or even just a welcome video about the practice. So helping kind of guide that patient experience. So one, you're getting found online easier because you're just more attractive or more visible. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean that's honestly, content is king. That's how I built my company, with getting aware. Mm-hmm. You know, and Ben, you do the same thing. You write articles and create content for the industry. The same thing applies to practices that if you're wanting to market to your local community, you build educational content and videos and things like that are going to be useful to your potential or even current patients.
I have a question about some digital marketing, because a lot of on the Facebook pages, for instance, and this might be a really stupid question, which probably tells you how much I don't know about this digital age.
There's no such thing as a stupid question, Ben.
I agree.
Just stupid people.
Thanks, Jordan.
I'm kidding. Dude. I'm totally teasing you, dude.
That was bold, man. You got some cojones.
I'm totally teasing you.
No, this hashtag thing. Like hashtag, I see it like on Genevieve's page right now. Hashtag Pope Practice Management.
Oh yeah, Genevieve.
What is the? I mean, what? I don't. Can you explain hashtags? Do you know what they mean? Like what they're for? Because I see that all the time on Facebook marketing for both dentistry and other things.
Yeah, so hashtag is just kind of a follow thing. So basically nowadays, even like on Instagram, you can go in and follow specific hashtags versus just following somebody specific. You can actually follow this whole concept of like, a town, like a community. Like I live in Encinitas, California. Like I can follow the hashtag Encinitas and see what people are posting about that one thing. Yeah. So really going in and kind of doing the research around what you're trying to focus on and what you're trying to, again, what community or what group are you trying to promote these things to, and hashtagging the proper things to get to go outside of your community, basically. So you have your normal followers, but the hashtags actually take you outside of your own kind of community. Does that make sense?
Yeah, what would be like a cool hashtag for a common dental practice that would help them? Is there like is there trends with that type of marketing too? Yeah,
so kind of creating their own, like really just kind of creating their own hashtag around their practice, but then also anything local, and getting people to follow it, and then doing lots of local stuff, like, the town that you live in, dentist plus your name or whatever. So just really kind of creating this local vibe around the practice itself with using those hashtags. So, I mean, an example would be, just best Encinitas dentist or whatever, do something like that to where it shows up, and you just continue to put it on all your different posts and continue to kind of drive awareness of that.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Could you tap into like existing hashtag channels for like a dentist? I'm thinking, if you're a dentist here in Draper, Utah, can they tap into existing channels to get awareness of local potential patients?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So usually when you're doing it, you can actually, so we do a lot of research for our clients to kind of find out from a hashtag standpoint, what's the most followed or liked or kind of seen. You can actually look on there and it'll show you how many thousands or millions of people actually follow or see this hashtag.
Wow.
So yeah, going in and kind of doing the research on that stuff ahead of time and knowing, like, it's a very specific task that's being done, but it's also extremely important and extremely valuable. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like it's almost similar to like keyword research when you're doing like
100%.
Google search. It's pretty much like that, but it's on the social media channels, which is really interesting.
That's
pretty cool.
A great
Ben,
way to
that
look
was a
at
great
it,
question, by the way.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Well, no, I as I was looking online, I'm looking at the Facebook here, and I saw these hashtags for these dental offices. I never understood what they meant. And now I do. Now it makes perfect sense for me. I have another kind of a myth buster that I want to ask you here, Kevin. So one of the myth busters that I have among my own clientele is, for some reason, many dentists think that if they sign up with more PPOs, they'll have more patients come in. Sometimes that works.
Yeah.
But the truth is most of the time it doesn't.
Yeah.
So just signing up and being in network with insurance is not guaranteed marketing. If you're lucky, yeah, you'll see more new patients. But the biggest myth is if I sign up with PPOs, then the patients will start to show up.
Right.
And that's not true. It's a hit or miss. So on the marketing side, I've heard this from many a marketing expert. Well, people that claim to be marketing experts in dentistry, is they say that social media marketing is complete crap. Is that a myth? Or
I
is
think
that
it's a myth for sure. You're on that. We're doing a podcast right now, and you're looking at social media. It's about the most relevant thing you could possibly be on.
Yeah.
I think I don't.
These marketing guys are like in their 60s and 70s. They're older. They're older people. Yeah, and I think it's just generational, probably.
They just
they were coming out.
Don't get the platform.
Still sending out postcards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some people believe them. Some people believe that what they say in terms of digital marketing not being effective. I mean, what has been your experience with that, Kevin?
Yeah, I think everything has its place. So I don't think social media is necessarily the end all be all. I think it's a huge component to the whole package, right? And that just like we're talking about this internal component versus the external component, like it all makes a difference. One of those pieces isn't going to just all of a sudden change your business.
No.
It's helping be consistent across multiple. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. Exactly.
Yeah, very cool. So
I don't think it's crap, Ben.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Myth busted.
Myth busted.
And then you talk to somebody like Anissa Holmes,
who's
all she
grown
does
her
is
practice
Facebook
through.
marketing.
Yeah, she's got it down. There's a book that I would recommend everybody to read. I think it's called Traction, that talks about marketing channels. Kevin, have you read that book by chance?
I haven't. I'm writing it down right now.
Go check it out. It's in my bookshelf. Let me get the name of the author. Hold on.
Yeah, Jordan likes to read books. I need to read more books.
Dude, I read so many freaking books. It's
I'm
crazy.
a freak. I love it.
Yeah, you too?
I used to read a lot, but these days I only read books that have a lot of pictures in it, so and that's because I'm buying my son a bunch of books that have pictures in it, and it's very interesting to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so the book is called
Audibles are the way to go too.
I do a lot of Audible, but I still read
a ton of Audible stuff.
Like on the plane ride here, back to Utah from Hawaii, I read a lot. So this book is called Traction. It's geared towards startups. So it's called How Any Startup Can Achieve Explosive Customer Growth. Right? It's not like dental specific, but this book is amazing. It talks about all the different marketing channels out there, right? And as a dentist trying to grow your practice, it's in my opinion, it's essential to understand all the channels that are available out there to grow, from social media to email marketing to postcards even, because that still works in some situations, to speaking engagements and things like that. It talks about all the channels, and it kind of helps you set up an action plan on how to figure out what channels are working for your business or your practice, and how to once you like find one that works, how to double down on it and things like that. It's a book that I read in the early days of starting my company. We tested a lot. I mean, we still test a lot of different channels, but we now know like what works for our company in terms of
Right.
generating leads. The same concept is going to be, for the practice, because marketing, in my opinion, is universal and can be applied to the practice. But I recommend getting that. Traction, and the
Yeah, I'll
author
check
is
it out. I like it.
Gabriel Weinberg and Justin Mars. It's a fantastic book. So everybody needs to get that book. Ben, you should try to get that book too. Actually, you can get the Audible version.
How many pictures does it have, though?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. There's only one picture in front. Ben. The rest is just words.
I'll put some photos. I'll put some photos in it. No worries.
That's funny.
Whatever works for you, Ben.
Yeah, I think to go along with that whole traction thing, I mean, I think that's exactly what it is. It's just creating a buzz around yourself and in the community. So getting traction and then continue to kind of maintain that and grow it, and having a strategy. I think that was the other kind of missing link, is like, it's everybody just kind of throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks. Like, let's be way more
targeted,
custom about the way we're looking. Yeah, targeted about the way we're looking at this, and also let's track it. Like, from an ROI standpoint, if you're spending, like I have a client that when I first started working with them, they were spending thousands of dollars on Google ads. And I was like, whoa, okay. So can you show me, what is your return? Can you show me where this is kind of benefiting you in the long run?
Leads, or those leads turning into patients?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, I have no idea. I'm like, well, in that case, stop. Like, just turn it off, right? Let's kind of reevaluate where we're at, because there's so many other untouched platforms that we need to tap into
too.
Before. Oh my God, or free. Yeah.
That's what I mean.
It's just kind of part of the deal. So
because
I think it all matters.
I mean, I'll be open. I don't spend very much money on marketing. It's all free type of marketing. Obviously, it takes time and effort, which costs money, right? But I don't spend any money on marketing. It's all organic and free, right, Ben? I would imagine you do the same thing, right, Ben?
Oh yeah, a lot of the speaking events, many of which I get paid to do.
Yeah, so you get paid to generate leads and awareness, which is even better.
They tell you can't sell at those meetings. I never sell, but naturally you get people that are interested in what you have to present. But my philosophy on marketing in general is that you spend what you need to spend to grow the business.
Yeah.
Within reason. You have to budget it and make sure that you can afford it.
Of course.
But if I were to own a dental practice, looking at the whole PPO world and not being entirely in love with it, I've always wanted to run a dental practice, being completely fee for service and proving to the market or to the industry that it can be done without any PPO participation, especially with what we've been learning on Melissa's side of things.
Oh yeah.
And so anyway, I believe with marketing in general that it's key that many businesses are lucky, like you and I, Jordan. If you compare us to dental practices, most dental practices 20 years ago, 30 years ago did no marketing. They didn't, it was taboo to spend dollars on marketing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Whereas in today's day and age, I don't know how they survive without, concerning some type of marketing technique.
You have to do.
Yeah, if you don't exist online, you don't exist, basically.
No,
right?
I agree with that, and I agree with you, Ben, that a lot of practices didn't have to do that, and I think marketing, at least for me, is for here at BoomCloud is my main focus. Even though we don't spend tons of money on it, we know we've figured out ways to generate leads and new customers. That's
because you're a marketing genius. That's why you know how to do it.
I'm not a marketing genius. It's pretty simple. But just find out where your potential patients are, and really it boils down to educating your patients and influencing them to come to your practice. If you ask me, I think if you go with that mindset, with how can I educate my community to learn more about my practice and to get to know me personally, I think that's the best way you can market any type of business, Ben, right? Ben and I do this podcast. It naturally acts as a marketing tool for us, right?
Right, sure.
I think in your practices, if you focus on educating your patients and potential patients, they're going to get to know you. They're going to end up becoming patients, right? And that's kind of my philosophy. And I know, Ben, you kind of have a similar mindset, because that's why we started the podcast and other things that we do. But anyways, that's my 2 cents, Kevin.
And I agree with it. I like it.
Awesome, brother. Cool.
Yeah.
So what other tips could you give especially online, right, with social media and other avenues. What other tips would you recommend practices to do for generating new patients?
Yeah, I mean, I think referrals are always going to be the best thing, right? The word of mouth stuff is never going to die. Like that's like you guys were talking about, whether you do marketing or not, you're always marketing yourself, like the way you portray yourself. So again, I think that's where the messaging component is so important, and make sure it's consistent across all the different platforms. You're utilizing that patient.
Kevin, when you say messaging, can you go into a little bit of detail on that? Maybe some of our listeners might not know exactly what that means. And
anything from services. Yeah, services that you offer, technology that you offer, specials or promotions that you might be running for that month. Anything that's going on, like with you guys, like with membership stuff. Like you have this new membership program, but how are you portraying that to your patients? Like a lot of the office I have now currently, like we've been working a lot together, as you know, these guys are bringing something like this on, but it's like, okay, so what's my next move? Like, how do I educate my patients around it? How do I get them to sign up? And things like that. So the messaging is just really sitting down and being strategic about what you're focusing on at that moment, instead of just, again, throwing tons of stuff to the wall to see what sticks. Like, be very specific and targeted around that. And again, if I'm doing, like this week, we're doing some on, hey, it's open enrollment and or no insurance, no problem. Like, let's do a campaign around that. It's a social media post. It's an email blast. You could run different ads around it. So it's really making a consistent messaging, again, on all the different platforms, not just one spot, and seeing what sticks.
No, and I love that. I love that you talk about being specific too, because we've helped, as you guys both know, we've helped practices create membership programs for years, and one of the big issues is they'll start a membership program, they'll create their plan, they're excited about their plan, right, that they're going to launch, but then they don't tell a single patient about it, right? Or they're like, we did some direct mail, but we didn't get any membership patients. I'm like, well, what did your messaging say? And it said nothing about their in-house membership program. It was just a general blast out to the masses, right? It wasn't targeted to any person or potential patient. So it's like, that's a huge problem that a lot of practices make when they're trying to market like an in-house membership program for their practice. Yeah. So messaging is super important. I know just my mom is an office manager. I think most everybody knows that by now. And her office is actually just down the street from the Boom Cloud office. And they just signed up to Boom Cloud, and she had developed a list of patients that were uninsured, and she created a messaging, just a piece of messaging specifically for that list to go out and ask them to join their membership program. And within like a few days, she had signed up like 15 members to the program because she was targeted with who she was, reaching out to. And then she had had messaging that was specific to that target audience. So I think that's a huge mistake a lot of practices make in regards to marketing, whether it's a membership program or implants or whatever they're marketing, right? They don't target it correctly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and again, putting the right message with, are these patients that do not have insurance and you're trying to move them on to more of like, again, an in-house membership type program? Yeah. Or is it something where we're looking at patients that potentially have insurance, but there's a certain kind of insurance we have, we'd love to kind of drop that. Yeah. So maybe let's target those specific patients and say, by the way, October 15th through January 15th is our open enrollment. Like, here's our new plans that we offer. Maybe bounce this against your current dental plan. Yeah. And then call us if you need more information, whatever. Like, putting that stuff on the website, again, blasting it through social media and emails and texts and all that. Again, that's the consistent messaging I'm talking about, and being really targeted to specific patients around that. So
very cool.
And it makes a big impact. Yeah.
I love it.
Well, awesome. Well, Kevin, your website, methodpro.com, is that correct?
That is correct.
And if any listener has any questions for you in particular about something that may be point of clarification, or is interested in chatting with you or receiving a consult, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Yeah, you can find me. Method Pro is on all the different social media profiles. Obviously, the website is a contact page.
Hashtag
my
Method
email
Pro.
is just shoot and then email is just Kevin@methodpro.com. Pretty simple.
Cool.
Excellent. We'll get that in the show notes. But Kevin, man, it's always a pleasure having you on the show. Well, talking to you. I think this is the first time that you're on the show, but I'd love to have you back again.
It is, and I'm very excited. I appreciate it.
Of course, if you're in Salt Lake next week for our program, we'd love to rub shoulders with you, and it's always nice just chatting with you. So thanks for being on the show.
I appreciate it. I'll see you there. All right, man. Okay. I appreciate it again. Thank you guys so much. It's been great to be here.
Awesome.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks, Kevin.
All right. Take care.